Rafi and Devorah Métis like to play at their neighborhood park
Finders, keepers,
and walk home afterwards by themselves. The parents of the 10 and 6-year-old defend a style of child rearing some call free-range parenting.
The idea of free-range parenting is really that your children need the freedom to explore. They need to be alone without parents. They learn to take risks, they learn to be independent, they learn to solve their own problems.
But on a recent afternoon, police officers stopped the children as they walked along a busy avenue and drove them home.
They lectured us on how dangerous it is.
What happened next shocked their father, Alexander Métis.
When they brought him home, I thought they would just release the kids. It's my house, my kids. But apparently they had some procedure to go through, which required me to give them my ID.
He was even more worried when Child Protective Services arrived a few hours later. CPS opened an investigation based on a Maryland law that makes it illegal to leave a child younger than 8 with anyone under the age of 13.
There you go.
But Danielle Métis says the law doesn't apply in this case.
And it says that children may not be left unattended while confined or locked in a building, dwelling, enclosure, or vehicle. They were not locked and confined anywhere. They were outdoors playing in a playground or walking home.
The incident has left the parents angry and the children traumatized.
At first I was just a bit annoyed because we know that they're not allowed to do this and what we're doing is allowed. And then I started to kind of get scared because I thought that maybe they would arrest my dad or something.
Métis says she remembers her own childhood when she was allowed to go practically everywhere alone.
Up until this generation, it was perfectly normal for children to go to the park by themselves or down the block or run errands for their parents or walk home from school. It's only very recently that this has become unusual.
Many parents say today it's not safe to leave children alone.
We're going to be talking about the physical development mostly today.
Holly Schifrin, professor of psychology at the University of Mary Washington in Virginia, believes any extreme form of parenting is unhealthy. She's co-authored a book about overprotective helicopter parents.
Parenting in that manner, really hovering and solving their children's problems for them, that they're sending an unintentional message to their kids in two ways. One, that the child may not be competent to handle those problems on their own and the parent needs to step in and do that. And then the other is they're preventing their child from developing that competence because they're not getting a chance to practice those skills of problem resolution.
So far, the Métis parents have not been charged with neglect, and the investigation is expected to finish by the end of the month. Meanwhile, Rafi and Devorah still play at the park and walk home unattended. Julie Taboh, VOA News, Silver Spring, Maryland.